is the Gorilla Falls Trail at Animal Kingdom, Pilar. I don't know. Everybody's got to eat. They're just getting some breakfast.
There's lots to see at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and for its vice president, lots to be proud of.
It is a treasure. It's our newest theme park at Walt Disney World, and the fact that we get to not only tell classic Disney stories, but we also get to take our guests and frankly our cast members through a journey that not only speaks to the classic stories Disney can tell, but also key messages around conservation, and the marriage between the two is awesome, and it's something that only Disney's Animal Kingdom can do.
And two of Walt Disney World Resort's most complimented cast members work in the park.
Yeah. Thank you. Jumbo friends, my name is Charm, just like the bracelet, and I'm gonna be your guide today through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. How's everybody doing today? Good? Good! Every safari that I go on, I like to ask people what their favorite animals are. So each one that I do is different based on what the people in the truck like the most. But if somebody says that they're like obsessed with the flamingos, then I'll spend a little bit more time going around the flamingos, and you can see in the mirror that they're like really excited, or like you just see their faces light up. And a lot of people too, it's their first time ever seeing their favorite animal like in real life. So getting to be there when they get to see that is really cool.
Disney says last year, more than 1 million guest compliments came in for cast members of Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
I just kind of see myself as like a facilitator for people to be able to see the animals and be able to be on the safari. And I think that like they're the main focus, so that when people remember me, I'm like, oh my goodness, you remembered me? That's so cool.
Charm gave us an exclusive Pilar in the Park safari tour.
Up on the hill, there's three of them. Look, 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 look. Cheetahs. Now the cheetahs are the fastest land mammals. They can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just about 3 seconds. Now, cheetahs have a really, really neat trait which allows them to do this, which is the fact that they have non-retractable claws. This means that the cheetah's claws will actually stay out 24/7, or all of the time, in order to help them grip the ground and gain traction as they run. Cheetahs also do all of their hunting during the daytime, and they have another really cool trait for this, which is the fact that they have a black ring around their eyes. What this black ring around their eyes does is it helps to absorb sunlight. So the same way that you and I can wear our sunglasses to keep our eyes nice and safe, cheetahs have that black ring around their eyes to keep their eyes nice and safe. Let's see. Oh my goodness! Look, 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 up on the hill. A lion! And he's awake. Lions do not do their hunting during the daytime. Safari 33. Now these lions are awake, which is incredibly rare because lions spend the majority of their day sleeping or resting. At night, the female lions will go out to hunt, whilst the male lions will stay home and protect their pride. A lion's eyesight at night is significantly better than it is during the day. So lions have incredible night vision. So it's so rare to see them up like this. They must just be getting ready to go to bed. A lion's eyesight at night is about 6 times better than a human's is during the day. Based on Safari 33. Now, another really cool thing about these lions is, did you know that Simba is actually the Swahili word for lion? So Simba from the hit movie The Lion King is a lion named Lion. That would be like if I named my baby. And Mufasa means king. So Simba and Mufasa are literally named the Lion King. And look at him up there. He looks so cool. Based from Safari 33. I'm going by Kofi's now. And guys, look! It's the warthogs! Thank you. Now, the warhogs are Africa's largest burrowing animals, and they back into their burrows with a little tusk sticking out their front as a form of self-defense. Aren't they so cute? So warhogs are omnivores, which means they'll eat pretty much anything. They use their tusks to dig roots from the ground, as well as using their tusks to dig bugs from outside of logs. Warhogs are also very social animals, and when they get startled, they run with their tails sticking up and they run in a single file line. Oh, she's looking at us. Look, just like that. Aren't they so cute? They're cuter than you think, right? Now, these are female warhogs. And the way you can tell they're female warhogs is because they don't have any warts on the side of their face. So only the male warhogs have warts, whilst the females don't. Oh, I'm so happy that we got to see them. They're just the cutest. I like it when they scamper about like that. Now, I also heard a rumor that there might be ostrich eggs over here. So we're going to have to keep our eyes out. See if we can't find any. Ostrich eggs! Up on the right, look! And they are huge! An ostrich must have literally just laid those. Did you know that 24 chicken eggs fit inside one ostrich egg? And 0 ostrich eggs fit inside a chicken egg. An ostrich egg can grow to be so strong that a fully grown adult human being is actually able to stand on one without it even cracking. Which makes sense because the ostriches are the world's largest bird, so you would assume that the world's largest bird would lay a pretty big egg. Ostriches are also one of the world's fastest birds. So an ostrich can run at about speeds of 43 miles an hour. So they are incredibly fast. Although it looks like our journey is coming to an end, my friends. Aww. I had so much fun hanging out with you guys today. Did everybody get to see some cool animals? Yeah? Yay! Well, I hope that you guys got to not just see all of these amazing animals, but you also remember their stories. Because sadly, all the animals living out here are endangered, which then they might not be around for too much longer. If you guys like to help out, you can make a donation to Disney Conservation Fund at any merchandise location within the park. Every donation made will be matched dollar per dollar by the Disney Corporation, and you'll also get a snazzy new pin out of it. Now, conservation is an essential part of all of our daily lives, and one of my favorite things I like to do to help with conservation efforts is to use reusable water bottles as well as reusable containers, because even a little difference is able to make a big change. Now, here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we do not like to say goodbye because it just sounds so sad and so final. So instead, I'll leave you guys one of my favorite Swahili words, which is kwaherini, and kwaherini means to go well. Once again, my name is Charm, just like the bracelet. Thank you guys all so much for coming out here and hanging out with me today, and kwaherini. I hope that all of you guys get to go well and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Yay, I'm so glad you had fun. And oh my goodness, we saw so many animals today. It was amazing.
Fellow Kilimanjaro Safari guide Angel Flores shares the most complimented cast member title and tells us what it means to him.
Still feels unreal, to be honest. I still kind of like pinch myself every day, like is this really happening? I just love that I get to work at a place where I feel so in my element, and I think that I'm living like the best times of my life, to be honest. So being the most complimented cast member lets me know other people appreciate that too, and I'm so happy that they do, really. Yeah.
Guests can give cast compliments by going to the My Disney Experience app or Disneyland Resort app and searching cast compliment. They then choose a positive sentiment and the cast member's location, include their name and hometown exactly as it is written on their name tag, and click submit. Michelle Stewart was part of the team that made cast compliments possible.
I feel like we are all giving to others' hearts and souls and making them feel like what they received here at our parks is special, and it's something you can't receive any other place in the world.
So while you might be lucky enough to interact with Charm or Angel at Disney's Animal Kingdom, know there's so many more delivering the magic.
I also want people to recognize the people who are like handing you your food. They did such a great job, like cashing you out today, or cleaning up once you leave the room, cleaning up behind you when you leave the bathroom, things like that. So I'm glad I get to be one of the people that they enjoy seeing when they come to the park, but it's important to spread that message to other people too.
I'm just so proud of our two cast members, and frankly, all of our cast members, not just at Kilimanjaro Safari, but here at the park, and certainly across Walt Disney World. We love hosting and entertaining our guests, so thank you.
There we go. 1, 2, me, and perfect.
All the way across the country at Disneyland Resort in Anaheim, California, the most complimented cast member is a PhotoPass photographer who does more than take pictures. Luis Sanchez guides guests to the perfect shot and sends them home with photos that capture connection, not just a moment. He is known for guiding guests to the best photo locations in the park, keeping the experience fun and engaging with his humor, and creating magical photo shoots that become vacation highlights.
For me personally, being the #1 most guest complimented is just something I never think of. I just come in, just do my job and just be myself and just try to make everything a great memory for the guest. I want to see that the guests feel that I have a passion and they're just not a regular guest. They are something that I want to be a highlight of their trip, whether it be their first visit or their 50th. That the service I'm going to give them, I want them to make it feel like it's their first and the most memorable time.
Coming up on Pilar in the Parks, we speak with someone who got to sail on Disney Cruise Line's newest ship, the Disney Adventure. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Pilar in the Parks. My name is Pilar Arias. I'm currently joined by Scott Gustin. He works for Nexstar Digital. Scott, thanks for being here. You're kind of our Disney experts, and I brought you on to talk about your recent experience on the Disney Adventure, but we just had the Walt Disney Company's annual shareholder meeting, and I wanted to ask your reaction to anything that was said in there.
Yeah, they announced the name of a ship that they had already announced. It's coming out next year, but they going to name it the Disney Believe. So they revealed that. And then a couple movies that had already been announced. The Lilo and Stitch live action 2, they gave a date for that, which is in 2028, and then gave a date for Incredibles 3, which is also in 2028. So it was not a ton of news, but a couple headlines.
Josh D'Amaro did officially take over for Bob Iger as CEO. So that was kind of nice. And he answered some of the shareholder questions at the end.
Yeah, he has officially taken on that role. And even though Bob Iger has stepped aside before and returned, I think that this is finally Iger stepping down, and he's going to go sail on his yacht and enjoy life. So
all right, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty envious of your recent experience on the Disney Adventure, and I just wanted to chat your ear off about this ship. It's the largest for Disney Cruise Line, and just talk about your experience as a whole, what you thought of the vessel, and anything you can tell me.
Yeah, so a little history on the ship. It was purchased by Disney, already made. It was a ship that was built by a company that went out of business. So Disney purchased it at a deep discount and kind of changed and rethemed it to be a Disney ship. So spent a lot of money kind of changing the look of it, but the bones of the ship were already kind of there because it was mostly finished when Disney purchased it. So the reason it is as big as it is because of that. Disney has not built ships that large. It holds 6,000 guests, which is 2,000 more than their next largest ship. And all of the spaces inside, including like an open air garden area that goes, like 7 floors high in the middle of the ship. Also not something that is typical on a Disney ship. But for that reason, it's very unique. It's going to be one of a kind. There will be no other ship like it. But it's for people that have been on a Disney cruise ship before. It is very, very different, and you can sometimes catch yourself trying to compare the two. But for what that market, what the ship is intended for in that market, which is the Asia market, Singapore, 95% of the people there have never. People in the ship will have never been on a Disney cruise. A lot of those people have never even been on a cruise. And this will be their first kind of time ever doing a Disney themed experience, a theme park, ship, or anything. So it really is they purchased it with the intent of reaching new people in a new part of the world, kind of introducing them to how Disney does themed experiences. So yeah, it's very, very different.
You mentioned the garden. I saw they just did a YouTube special about this ship. I thought one of the unique things, they usually call them verandas on cruise ships, but that you can have, some guests can have balconies that face to the interior garden. So that was really cool. And were you able to get on the roller coaster? Because isn't it the largest at sea?
It is. I did ride it, but it's still, the ship just had its maiden voyage on March 10th, which is like a week ago from when we're recording. And it's still in testing. The roller coaster is still not quite ready for everyone who wants to ride it on the ship. So they've kind of had to restrict the number of people that can ride it.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, they haven't actually, even the main voyage, I don't think any guests were able to ride it, but it'll be there. Hopefully in the next month or so, it will be up to speed. All the testing will be done and it'll be open to guests. It is fun. It's a lot faster. If there's any videos out there of people riding it, it's a lot faster than it looks. But it's a Iron Man themed roller coaster where the story is that the first time around, Friday, which is from Iron Man, it's kind of the AI assistant that he has in the movies. She controls the speed, and then the second time around, you have a throttle and you can go as fast as it will let you go.
Wow.
But it's fun. It's fun. It's wild to be not dangling off the side of the ship, but feeling like you are as you go around the edge of the ship. It doesn't go the entire length, but it goes from about midship all the way around the back. And it's fun.
When I know you and I both did the Disney Destiny preview cruise as well. If you had to like compare the two ships, do you have one that you like better, or one that surprises you more, or certain features or things on certain ships that you like better?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably prefer the style of all of the other ships over the Adventure, just because as a family, we've been going on Disney cruise ships for a long time. And we like the layout of the ships, classic layout. The Adventure would more closely resemble like the Royal Caribbean layouts, which are really, really nice. There's nothing not nice about any of them. It's just a different approach to kind of cruising and taking a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
What I do like about the Adventure is the entertainment, like that garden space is perfect for shows. I mean, the Marvel show on that ship is as good as any other show on any ship. I mean, in a package, all of the entertainment that's on the Adventure is better than a packaged entertainment package that you could get on any other ship.
Yeah.
By far, with the stage shows combined with the garden shows, that entertainment package is the best. But I like the grand feel of ships, like the classic ocean liner feel that you get on Disney's ships, and Destiny has that in its atrium. This ship doesn't really have that. It has a big garden feel, but when you kind of walk on the ship, it feels very different. But I mean, different is not, it's not different bad. It's just very different from what, if you having done the Destiny, if you walked in the Adventure, it is kind of like a whoa, this is different. But it's
wait a minute, where's
some of it's,
Just kidding.
yeah, like where are the things that I know? I mean, every ship, even the new Destiny and the Treasure and the Wish, when that ship layout came out in 2022, it took a while for me to even figure out where I am on those ships. Every ship layout, you're going to get turned around. The Adventure even more so because it's so big. Yeah. There's so many spaces. The lowest you can even go on that ship is deck 4, whereas on the original Disney ships they had rooms on deck 2.
Wow.
So it's just a completely different bones and body of a ship, but still the classic Disney feel,
yeah,
even with the size.
Yeah, and this is only our second episode of Pilar in the Parks, but for those who wonder, why are we talking Disney Cruise Line or cruises in general? It's because we really consider these floating theme parks. You would agree, right?
Yeah, and the adventure is the I consider them all to be that because they do all kind of have attractions and characters and shows. The adventure is really the closest to being a floating theme park. It has three attractions, has the coaster, and then two other smaller attractions. Um, because they want it to be a destination for people in that market where there's not a Disney theme park, they kind of went all in on trying to get some Disney rides on the ship to give people the feeling and to give them things to do because the ship doesn't make stops at ports. It just goes out in the ocean and it makes donuts in the ocean. I mean, I took a photo of the tracker that you can see on your TV
Yeah.
in the stateroom. When you go in a ship, you can track where you are going, kind of like you can track your flight when you're on a plane. And we were literally just doing circles, doing donuts out in the ocean. So you don't go anywhere, you're just at sea. So, having the attractions on the ship is nice and fun. But, I think of them all kind of that way. Like they're all a destination experience. But this one, especially with having those actual rides and attractions, multiples, and then tons of characters all over the ship.
Do you think they're going to change it eventually? Will that ship stop at some port somewhere?
I don't know. I don't know. So when they announced the ship, they announced a 5-year agreement where it will be home ported in Singapore. I could see them maybe at some point towards the end of that trying to switch up the itineraries a little bit. It will be in Singapore for 5 years. I do think after that it will. We'll see it probably come over to the U.S. And at that point, it'll be making some stops. So.
Do you have any insight to the believe as to like where its home port might be, where it's going to sail, anything like that? Because I was trying to look that up myself before this interview.
I think it'll be in Florida. They typically like to launch those new ships in Florida, and then they'll move some of the existing ships, for instance, like the Wish or another ship away from Florida, maybe taking one to Texas or somewhere else, so that the new one can be there near the parks because people like to combo a Disney World and a Disney cruise trip, and they want to have that newest ship there. So that would be my guess.
I would definitely consider you a Disney expert. For all the viewers who want to be able to follow you on social media, we want to just go ahead and let everybody know where you're at so they can find.
Yeah, find me on Twitter, find me on X, whatever they call it, at Scott Gustin. I write I try to write bigger stories. I'll write for Nextstar. You'll see them on the sites across all of Nextstar. But yeah, trying to cover even the daily small stuff. Find me on Twitter. I'll be spamming you with all kinds of Disney updates.
All right, Scott, anything else you want to talk about as we wrap up?
No, I would highly recommend anyone who's considering a trip to Asia to go to Singapore. It's just a really unique place. If you can work in a cruise, that's great. But even if you can't, it's got the most amazing airport I've ever been to in my entire life.
The waterfall.
Singapore. Just truly, and as many shops as you could ever imagine. Like people in that region plan stops on flights, layovers in Singapore to spend a day at the airport, which sounds crazy. But when you see it, you're like, no, I get it. I understand. So, but yeah, absolutely. Anyone who ends up in that part of the world gets a stop in Singapore, take advantage, go to the airport. And then if you stay a little longer, I would definitely recommend the adventure. It's a good time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Be sure to follow me and the show on social media. See you next time.